What's up, everybody? This y'all know who. I got to give me a nickname, but y'all know who I am. This is my channel, Raw and Uncut. This the start, and we gonna keep it going from here.
Welcome to YouTube, man. It's been, we've been talking about it for a while. I'm happy we finally getting it started. The people have been asking about you, man. Welcome to YouTube.
Man, thank you. Thanks for having me, bro. I appreciate you.
Hopefully you can stay consistent. How you feel about, you see the comments, man, they calling you the voice now. They calling you the voice of the Uptown.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, in the comments, man. They saying you the voice.
Oh, I ain't see that, but I've been, a lot of people been hollering at me, like, when they see me, wherever they see me at in the store or whatever, a lot of people been hollering like, man, what you waiting on? People be inboxing me all out of state and everything, like, what you waiting on, man? Get it started or whatever.
Yeah, they inbox me too. They comment a lot, telling you to get your own page. We kind of we've been having this emotion for a while, but now we finally, getting it started with some episodes, interviews, some episodes, whatever you want to call it. But we kind of behind time, had some technical difficulties. So I just want to jump right into it, right? So someone you was close with in the Hot Boys that you ran with was Doney. What do you remember, like, his reactions when other Hot Boys, like when Sterling was killed or Mosquito was killed? Is that something you can remember?
No, we wasn't around each other.
Okay.
We wasn't around each other, but I know for a fact, I don't know the type of relationship him and Skeeter had, but I know been told it before, Doney was emotional dude, so I know he shed tears, like probably cried hard when that happened with Sterling. But all us, me and him was locked up at the time when that happened.
Got you. And speaking of Sterling, we did a part 2, I believe, and you had mentioned something that sometimes you catch stuff after the interview that I probably should have asked, but you mentioned that Sterling, someone that you ran under, kind of like looked up to in the street, and you said that people thought that he might have been like crashing you out, quote unquote. Is that something that you assumed, or is that something that you heard, like, oh yeah, there goes Skiboo following after Sterling, or Sterling just be sending them off doing anything? Is that something that you assume, or that's something that you heard?
Nah, that's something I was told. Like, we had me and him had a situation. I can't really speak on it, but we had a little situation, and after the situation, it got to the project. Sterling, he had told a few people about it or whatever, but the word had spread around the project, and one of the old, matter of fact, Vamp dude, Step Out Hour, who just come home, he the first one pulled me to the side. And I remember he was telling me, like, man, you a hustler, like, don't get caught up into that, And then this older dude on my project, dude named Genie, he called me one day, like, called me to the side, not called me on the phone, he called me. I went and talked to him. He like, man, he was saying the same thing. I was always known as a hustler. They didn't know, like, the shit we was doing, jumping in the car late at night, and all of that. But he was, like, saying the same thing. But, like I said, it wasn't that. It was a situation, and, like I said, Sterling had told a few people about it, and that's basically what it was.
So they were just trying to keep you from just being, like, all the way out there, basically. I mean, I guess they knew the caliber of person that Sterling was. They didn't want to see you turn into that.
Yeah, I wasn't tripping, I always been one of them dudes. I ain't mind being told nothing. I ain't had no complex about that, especially coming from dudes I respected, you know what I'm saying? I took it for what it was.
So when you look back on it now, do you feel like they were right, or do you feel like, how you feel like when you look back, like?
I ain't gonna say I feel like they was right, because that's how, we was living at the time. I was just the youngest one running with them at the time. But what they did, they was right for doing what they did. But like I said, they didn't know, like, all the stuff was going on, you know what I'm saying? They only knew, about the hustling part or whatever. They didn't know, like I said, all the other shit that we was doing or had going on or whatever.
Got you. So Sterling, that's like you say, that's you learn a lot from him in the streets. Like, was he? It's probably like a kind of repetitive question, but different angle. Like, looking back, was he just sending you out, or was he going with you, or was he showing you hands-on how to move or how to kind of do things in the street?
He never sent me out to go do nothing. Nah, we done had situations where he might have felt like he couldn't move on something or whatever, and like if I be with him, then but it was never it was never really no sending me nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go with you, then cool. You know what I'm saying? And that, like you said, I did learn a lot from him. One of the things I always, and right now today, I still keep that with me. we was in a car one day, and I was driving, and he was just really telling me, I had a habit of, like, say if I'm driving, pulling up close to a car. And I remember him, like, yesterday telling me, like, whenever you pull behind the car, always leave room in case for you to, to go around or to get out of the way or whatever, because you never know what's going to happen. I still keep that with me right now, But, yeah, it was never no sending me nowhere, no shit like that.
Got you. So, it's like, maybe because you said you was like real low key, real low profile. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he had a name, had a face. Maybe certain situations that he couldn't really get up close like how he wanted to. Maybe you with the low profile. Yeah. So we just But it wasn't he wasn't no crash out. He was just young. Do you feel like it's kind of like, I don't know, personal, also like a reflection question. Do you feel like you were doing anything to like kind of like fit in with them, or these the people that you grew up with, this is all y'all knew?
With the ones, I didn't grow up with them, with Sterling. I grew up with like Minyard and Buck and Doug and Lou, all us, but all us was outside like that at the time. That's what we was doing. And like I said, when all us came together, if you gonna be around these dudes, and like from their reputation the type of dudes, if you gonna be around them dudes, you really ain't got no choice. You got to live like this, like so.
Got you. So Gangsta, right? He was on the No Rap podcast, and he spoke on you, and pretty much y'all behind the scenes. He said you pulled up on him. Long story short, he pretty much said, he knows that you still got like a lot of love and respect for him, but he don't feel like the love is there like how it used to be. And I seen that. I was like, damn, because I ain't spoke to him in a while, but y'all two people behind the scenes that I speak with, and y'all always show a lot of love and respect for each other. So that kind of like caught me off guard, to be honest. I'm like, damn. So did you see that clip, and how you feel about that? Is he true?
What he said?
Let me tell you who really covered it well, and I know he let down too. Skiboo. Shout out to Skiboo the author, man. Skiboo was one of the men when I came home gave me money. And I could see it in his face. Skiboo wear a mask too. I could see in his face that he was really like, man, you ain't the giggity no more.
Damn, right.
But you still my fan of my people. Because I never forget this here. When I got ready to go to New York one time, Skiboo mother was in the project. I said, Paula, we want to go out of town? When we go to New York? Yeah, come on, Paula. And she told Skiboo said, man, thank you for bringing my mom out of town. And that touched his heart. So I know a lot of my homies who once in the mud with me, because me and Skit had been outside, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff I don't speak on with Skiboo. But he a real one, and I know because sometimes when me and Skiboo talk, he keep it short and brief. He get off the phone with me fast.
Right.
Or we see each other, he'll look me in the eye, but I see that little smile, that smirk, but it ain't that
happy.
The old Skiboo I know is that like, well, I love you, boy, but bro.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I can feel it. I probably have a good judge of character. And I already be knowing that.
Nah, I'm gonna say he, in a sense, he right, but he wrong. Cause he probably thinking like some other shit. Probably I don't know. He probably feel like that because of everything that's attached to his name or some shit like that. But now my energy probably was a little off or whatever. I only saw Gangsta twice since he been on, and that's the second time when I went did the interview with him. But when I went to that hotel, and I'm gonna tell you why my energy was probably different.
Is this the first time when you came home, or when you seen him for the interview?
This is when I saw him for the interview.
Gotcha. Okay.
When I went, go ahead.
Oh, my bad, because I know the time he was speaking about was the first time he came home, and he said like you kind of dapped him off and I'm gonna go holler at like his brother and stuff like that. You're not recalling that?
Yeah, I recall it, but okay. I don't know. I can't speak for that. I don't know what he talking about. I have to like see the clip or whatever to see exactly.
He might be like overthinking. You think he might be overthinking a little bit?
He's the emotional ass nigga.
Okay, but my bad. So the second time you seen him, your energy might have been off at the hotel. Go ahead, my bad.
When I went and met up with him, like, and just for me seeing him on the internet and shit, like, I had to like really realize that who he is now, like this ain't our gangster. You know what I'm saying? I had to like really see that, damn, this, cause like I said, I was seeing people bashing him on the internet, and honestly, and I kind of hate to admit that I'm looking for him to lash out. You know what I'm saying? To get back, you know, to who he is, like, you know, threaten niggas or some shit like that or whatever. But when I went to the hotel room, when we doing the interview, this when I really had to realize, like, damn, this nigga really done changed. Like, when he went made, it's a lot. I'm sitting in the chair and he said, give me a few minutes, I'm about to do my salat. And I ain't lying, bro, I'm looking at him, not really mad at him, but you know, like I said, it had really hit me right then and there, like this nigga serious. Cause I was in a way, I'm thinking like this whole Islam thing, like this is a facade or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So when he did that when I'm like, yeah. So anyway, after the interview, me and him, we talked off camera for a few minutes. And I asked him, I said, say, bro, why you stole from Stone? And the way he responded, that did it for me. Like I had to really accept that this ain't that gangster no more. You know what I'm saying? He said, the old gangster, when I asked him that, he'd have been like, you know, saying some shit like probably, man, that nigga ain't want to look out for nobody, or, you know, some shit like that. Nigga said, and it was his whole demeanor, the way he answered. I said, but why you stole from Stone? He was like,